I chose to make an interactive timeline for two reasons. The first being that the topic we chose has a ton of information and has changed drastically over the last 50 to 60 years. The second is that this type of timeline allows the viewers, you, to further your understanding and click through the links at a later time if you so wish. I'll start with Eugene Cannon, a researcher in the 1950s who looked at male sex aggression on university campuses. He presented a model where men use secrecy and stigma to pressure and exploit women. This was the first real research done on the topic of campus sexual assault. In 1972, Title IX was created. Title IX, a bill that we have all heard of, prevents discrimination based on gender. Acts of sexual assault fall under the umbrella of Title IX on campuses because sexual violence is part of a more broad category of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is considered gender-based discrimination, which is at the core of Title IX. The 1970s were a progressive year for sexual assault support and prevention. In 1972, the first campus-based rape center opened at the University of Maryland. In 1973, the first women's study program opened at UPenn. In 1976, the first campus-wide protection center opened at UCal. In studies done today, having programs like these are the number one reason why victims will come forward and report. In 1975, Susan Brown Miller published a book called Against Our Will, in which her main argument is that rape is not a crime of lust, but a crime of violence. In this book, she coins the term date rape. Mary Koss, a researcher at the University of Arizona, in the 1980s, she conducted surveys with self-described perpetrators of sexual assault. She found some pretty disturbing data. First, that 8% of the males she interviewed claimed to have engaged or attempted forced sex. Secondly, and possibly even more eye-opening, that almost none of these students believed their acts to be a crime. In 1990, the Clery Act was passed, which states that all colleges and universities that participate in federal financial aid programs must disclose information about crime on and near their respective campuses. Further slides in our presentation will discuss the specifics of this act. In 1992, key legislation passed in 4 states, California, Wisconsin, New York, and Minnesota, that mandated all their secondary educations to have clearly written policies on both sexual assault awareness and prevention. Later on a federal level, the Ramstad Amendment to the Higher Education Act required all institutions to provide prevention education as well as a policy for sexual assault response. In the early 2000s, student-based prevention programs started being created. A few of these programs are Take Back the Night, the Clothesline Project, and Denim Day. The creation of these began to show students the power to change their campuses did not lie solely in the hands of administrators, but also within the student body. In early 2010, attorney Wendy Murphy became popular in the media for revealing the areas of Title IX that viewers were able to circumvent. Her passion for this area is one of the main reasons why Title IX is so effective today. Under the picture of her, there is a link to a very informative lecture she gave a few years ago. In 2014, Obama implemented an initiative named It's On Us. The program is an education-based campaign focusing on sexual assault awareness and prevention on college campuses. It still continues in Trump's presidency. Finally, PHI-CARE is a relatively new initiative that the University of Illinois has implemented. It stands for First Year Campus Acquaintance Rape Education. The concept of the program is to make each incoming freshman go through a graded course on campus. PHI-CARE focuses on the ways that all students can be involved and caring supporters who can look out for one another.